let's start with a new concept which is called basically problem based on stoichiometry. This is basically concept on mole concept, and for the JEE purpose, or as well as you can say all the competitive exam purpose, this stoichiometry is very much important, and also for mole concept also very important. You can say this is basically heart of mole concept. So why this is so much important, and what is basically meant by stoichiometric? This is basically a balanced chemical equation. Okay, so let's start with stoichiometry. What does it mean by stoichiometry? Stoichio means element and metric means measurement. Okay, and stoichiometry is a balanced chemical equation where the relation between reactant and product give you many information on the basis of mole, mass or volume. Say if I take a example like calcium carbonate reacting with hydrochloric acid, it will gives you calcium chloride, and as we know any carbonate of alkaline earth metal gives you carbon dioxide and water. This calcium chloride basically salt, and this salt consists of cations and anions, and these cations comes from this alkaline earth metal and this anion comes from this acid. So if we balance this chemical equation, how to balance this? There are 3 atoms of oxygen, here 2 and 3 balanced, 2 chlorine atom, here 1, you can balance it. Let's check. Okay, this is already balanced chemical equation. So from this balanced chemical equation we can write balance, right? So from this balanced chemical equation we can say that hidden information is that this is basically what? 1 mole. This 1 mole of calcium carbonate reacting with 2 moles of hydrochloric acid forming 1 mole of calcium chloride, 1 mole of carbon dioxide and 1 mole of water. Or we can say 1 molecule of calcium carbonate reacting with 2 molecule of hydrochloric acid forming 1 molecule of calcium chloride, 1 molecule of carbon dioxide and 1 molecule of water. Or we can say as it is 1 mole, we know the molar mass of calcium carbonate. What is the molar mass of calcium carbonate? Say calcium is 40, carbon is 12, 3 into 16, so 100 grams. 100 grams, this is basically 2 into 1 plus 35.5, and this is basically 40 plus 2 into 35.5, and this is basically 12 plus 2 into 16, and this is basically 18 grams. Or we can say this is 100 gram. 36.5 means 2 into 36.5, what? 73 grams. This is basically 111 gram. This is 44 grams, and this is 18 grams. Okay, one thing we can say, the law of mass conservation we also can prove from this balanced chemical equation, that the law of mass conservation, that means before the reaction total mass, after the reaction total mass will be conserved. But most of the students make a mistake. They are doing this kind of problems on based on mass, but as this is a mole concept, we always whatever it will be given in a gram, yeah, mass, we always convert it to into moles, right? And these two basically called as stoichiometric coefficient. Say this is nothing else, nothing is means one is there, so one is the stoichiometric coefficient of calcium carbonate, this two is the stoichiometric coefficient of HCl, this one basically stoichiometric coefficient of calcium chloride, this one of CO2, this one of H2. Okay, now if we go for the problem, what kind of problem we can find out? So there are two types of problem. Today we will discuss about first concept, concept number 1. What the concept? If any question, if any questions given only one information, if there is only one information, that may be mass, that may be molecule, that may be volume, okay, we follow that concept. Okay, so let's check or let's try with a question, okay, where we use the first concept. Suppose if a question is also given on the IIT 1997, that 20 gram of calcium carbonate by heating volume of CO2 produced. Okay, how to how to get the solution of this question? So before we go for the concept, we have to write down the balanced equation. As we know, any carbonate with the heating gives you metal oxide as well as carbon dioxide. So this calcium carbonate by heating gives you calcium oxide and CO2. Then what we have to do? We have to balance this chemical equation. So let's check whether it is the balance or not balance. See here 3, this is 1 2 3. Okay, this is balanced. Then the most important factor, what I have to do, that whatever given, that may be mass, we have to convert in the mole. Say, as we know, this is the molar mass of calcium carbonate. We already find out molar mass of calcium carbonate is 100 gram and it is given as a 20 gram. So what is the mole here? Mole 20 by 100, that means 0.2 mole. Then the mantra, what mantra we are going to use in this equation? That mantra is that a mole of required substance equal to stoichiometry of required substance by stoichiometry of given substance into mole of given substance. So from this equation we can say that we have to find out CO2. So we can write mole of CO2 equal to, now stoichiometry of the required substance. Now we have to find out CO2 and we can say from the balanced chemical equation, the stoichiometry of CO2 is 1, we can say 1 divided by stoichiometry of given substance. Now calcium carbonate is given in the equation and we can say this balanced chemical equation stoichiometry of CaCO3 is 1. So 1 into mole of given substance. Now what is the mole? Now we already find out this is 0.2, so into 0.2. So we can say mole of CO2 equal to 0.2. Okay, now in the question find out the volume of CO2. As we know, if as in the question nothing is given, so we can say that the whole the reaction is going in the STP. STP means standard temperature and pressure, and we can say what is standard temperature and pressure. We can say 1 atm is the standard pressure and 273 Kelvin is the standard temperature. And as we know, 1 mole of any gas gives you 22.4 liter. So 0.2 mole of CO2 gives you 20.2 into 22.4, that means 2 by 10 into 22.4, that means 44.8 divided by 10, that means 4.48 liters. So simple. Sorry, one thing, yeah, so the answer will be 4.48 liter.